Closing childcare policy gaps offers high returns on investment according to the International Labour Organization. So what does International Labour Organization has to say about the childcare policy gaps? So what exactly is the childcare policy gap or CPG? It refers to the period between the end of the statutory childcare related leave and the starting age for free universal early childhood care and education or primary education. Childcare policy gap essentially refers to the period between the end of the statutory childcare related leave and the starting of the free universal early childhood care and education or primary education. That period is referred to as the childcare policy gap or CPG. Now what does International Labour Organization has to say about this childcare policy gap or CPG? It says that it affects 90% of the actual and potential parents worldwide. It affects 90% of the actual parents and also the parents to be worldwide. Average childcare policy gap is approximately 4.22 years globally. According to the ILO data, the average CPG on a global stage is 4.2 years. Maternity, paternity and combined parental leave available to the households average is 6.1 months globally, whereas the average starting age for free and universal early childhood care and education is 4.7 years. What are the various benefits of closing this childcare policy gap according to the ILO study? It says that for every $1 investment in closing the CPG, it will give rise to 3.76 times return in global GDP by 2035. It also says that it can help in reduction in gender and other inequalities and generation of decent jobs. 84% of such new employment opportunities would go to women as they exchange their unpaid care work for paid and formal gainful employment. It also leads to improvements in health and the well-being of investment needed to close CPG, 1.5% of the global GDP, in addition to the current public expenditure of 0.3% of global GDP is needed for providing universal high-quality childcare services according to the ILO. What are its various recommendations towards this endeavor? Investment in childcare economy, better sharing of childcare responsibilities between men and women or between parents, designing rights-based programs. Now, what is the International Labour Organization and some background information related to it? It was established in the year 1919. It is the only tripartite United Nations agency that brings together governments, employers and employees or workers of member countries. It is the only tripartite United Nations agency of the world. Its objectives include to promote standards and fundamental principles and rights at work, create greater opportunities for income and enhance coverage and effectiveness of social protection for all. Its various functions include to set labor standards and also to develop policies and devise various programs and strategies to promote decent working conditions for all women and men. Its member countries, 187 member countries including India. Its decent work agenda program helps at advancing the economic and working conditions. Decent work agenda is an initiative of International Labour Organization. It helps in advancing the economic and working conditions of workers. Various reports that are released by the International Labour Organization include World Employment and Social Outlook and Social Dialogue Report. World Employment and Social Outlook and Social Dialogue Report are the reports released by the International Labour Organization. User manual on Pradhan Mantri Matrutva Vandana Yojana 2.0 and new Pradhan Mantri Matrutva Vandana Yojana portal and mobile application was launched recently. Pradhan Mantri Matru Vandana Yojana or PMMVY is a conditional cash transfer scheme for pregnant women and also lactating mothers. It was launched in 2017 in accordance with the provisions of the National Food Security Act of 2013. However, in 2022, it was revised as Pradhan Mantri Matru Vandana Yojana 2.0 and incorporated in Mission Shakti, which is an umbrella scheme for safety, security and empowerment of women. In 2022, Pradhan Mantri Matru Vandana Yojana 2.0 was incorporated in the Mission Shakti, which is an umbrella scheme for safety, security and overall employment of women. So far, more than 14,000 crore rupees was transferred to more than 3 crore eligible beneficiaries under this scheme. Some of the important details or facts about the Pradhan Mantri Matru Vandana Yojana 2.0. The Ministry of Women and Child Development will supervise the functioning of the Yojana. It is a centrally sponsored scheme. Its objectives include to provide financial incentives to compensate for the wage loss during pregnancy, enabling women to rest adequately before and after the childbirth. So this Pradhan Mantri Matru Vandana Yojana 2.0 basically provides financial assistance and incentives to compensate for the wage loss that has taken place on account of pregnancy, thereby enabling women to take adequate rest before and after the childbirth. Now, who are the beneficiaries of this Yojana? Pregnant women and lactating mothers of at least 19 years of age and more in informal and unorganized sectors are considered to be the eligible beneficiaries of this program or scheme. What are the various benefits of this Yojana? Conditional maternity benefit of rupees 5,000 for first living child of family. Institutional delivery and incentive that is available under Janani Suraksha Yojana is also being provided. Therefore, on an average, rupees 6,000 is received by a woman, 5,000 as a conditional maternity benefit and 1,000 under Janani Suraksha Yojana. Support to girl child. A financial incentive of 6,000 rupees in a single installment is provided following the birth of the second girl child. Implementation. This Pradhan Mantri Matru Vandana Yojana PMMVY 2.0 is organized or implemented through the Anganwadi centers under the Anganwadi services scheme of the government. Scientists have fired up the nanophotonic electron accelerator, which is considered to be the world's smallest particle accelerator. Nanophotonic electron accelerator scientists. It consists of a small microchip containing an even smaller vacuum tube which is made up of thousands of individual pillars. So, what is a National Electron Accelerator? It consists of microchip containing even smaller vacuum tube which is made up of 1,000 individual pillars. The main goal of creating these accelerators is to utilize the energy given by the accelerated electrons in targeted medical treatments for cancer. The nanophotonic electron accelerator is similar to the Large Hadron Collider of CERN to both create a magnetic field to accelerate the particles. However, the main acceleration tube of the nanophotonic electron accelerator is 54 million times shorter than the 27 kilometer ring of CERN's Large Hadron Collider. Also, the Large Hadron Collider uses more than 9,000 magnets to create magnetic fields, whereas The NEA works by firing light beams at pillars in vacuum tube. The particle accelerators are devices that speed up the charged particles, basically protons and electrons. So these particle accelerators, they charge up or speed up the charged particles at high speeds, close to the speed of light. They are then smashed either onto a target or against the other particles which are circulating in opposite direction. They are essential for fundamental research, for an improved understanding of the matter, and for discovery of particle and nuclear physics, and for sciences that use X-rays and neutrons. They also have applications related to health, environmental monitoring and food quality. Large Hadron Collider, the most powerful particle accelerator ever built that pushes protons or ions to near speed light. CERN was founded in the year 1954. CERN laboratory is situated at Franco-Swiss border near Geneva. It has 23 member states with India as an associate member state. India is not a member country, it is an associate member state of the CERN, which is headquartered in Geneva in Franco-Swiss border. Also in news was the Air Transport Circular or ATC. The Air Transport Circular 01 of 2021 allows charging for preferential seats. ATC 01 of 2021 has allowed unbundling of services, since not all services are availed by every traveler, and unbundling could also reduce the basic fare of air travel. It led to the application of preferential charges for preferred seats, food and drinks except for water and baggage, etc. So what is Air Transport Circular? Air Transport Circular allows for charging for preferential seats and other services that are availed by the air travelers. Air Transport Circular or ATC 01 of 2021. However, since there is no cap on the number of seats that can be availed under preferential charge, even the middle seats, typically not the preferred ones, are also charged under the Air Transport Circular. ATCs are issued and revised by the Directorate General of Civil Aviation or DGCA. Cardamom was also in news. The northeast monsoon revives hopes of cardamom growers. Cardamom, which is considered as the queen of all spices, is native to the tropical areas of India, Burma or Myanmar and Sri Lanka. It is commonly found in the evergreen rainy forests of the Western Ghats in South India, mainly in Kerala, Karnataka and Tamil Nadu states. It contains various nutrients in the form of vitamin C, niacin, magnesium and potassium. So the northeast monsoons revives hopes for the growers of cardamom spice, which is considered to be the queen of all spices. It is commonly found in the evergreen rainy forests of the Western Ghats in South India and mainly in the states of Kerala, Tamil Nadu and Karnataka. It is a herbaceous and evergreen perennial of ginger family. What type of soils are favorable for the growth of cardamom crop? Forest loamy soils, which are usually acidic in nature with a pH range of 5.0 to 6.5, and the annual rainfall ranges between 1500 to 4000 millimeter is considered to be suitable for the growth of this cardamom, and the temperature range between 10 to 35 degrees Celsius. What are the various usages or applications of this cardamom spice? It is used in food flavoring, beverages, perfumes, medicines and also in cosmetics. The Ministry of Coal and the New and Renewable Energy Ministry are collaborating for green energy expansion. The Ministry of Coal and the Ministry of New and Renewable Energy will jointly promote the green energy expansion in India. The Ministry of Coal will provide land, capital and undertake the implementation of renewable energy projects. So what are the various provisions of this joint collaboration between these two ministries? The decoaled lands, lands from which the coal has already been mined out. So these decoaled lands and the surplus land masses of the coal companies can be offered for setting up of the green hydrogen projects by private investors. So the Ministry of Coal will offer the decoaled lands and the surplus land masses belonging to the coal companies for setting up of the green hydrogen projects with the help of private investors. Whereas the Ministry of New and Renewable Energy will support the Ministry of Coal and its central public sector enterprises in capacity building training of engineers, technicians and the other functionaries through National Institute of Solar Energy. Ejecta halo. What is this ejecta halo that was in news very recently? When the Vikram lander of the Chandrayaan-3 mission made a soft landing on the moon, it raised a lot of dust around it. This led to the creation of a bright patch called as the ejecta halo, which is a reflection anomaly around the spacecraft. About 2.06 tons of lunar epiregolith were ejected and displaced over an area of 108 square meters around the landing site. It is basically a reflectance anomaly, ejecta halo. The ejecta halo phenomenon has been documented in the case of almost all lunar landings. So this ejecta halo as a phenomenon has been recorded with respect to all the lunar landings that have taken place so far. Bunny Festival. What is this Bunny Festival? This Bunny Festival is witnessed at Devaragattu in Andhra Pradesh, Kurnool district. Bunny Festival is a traditional stick fighting festival. Every year it is celebrated on the 9th day of Navaratri or the night of Vijayadashami. It celebrates the victory of Lord Malamalleshwara Swami and Goddess Parvati over the demon Mani and Mallasura, who troubled the people at Devaragattu region. It is held on the premises of Malamalleshwara Swami temple, which is situated at the border of AP and Karnataka. What is a plesiosaur? Fossils of a 170 million year old ancient marine reptile from the age of dinosaurs have been identified as the oldest known mega predatory plesiosaur. Plesiosaurs were a group of ocean dwelling reptiles with short necks and massive skull. They appeared over 200 million years ago but remained minor components of the marine ecosystems until suddenly developing into enormous apex predators, plesiosaurs. Loranosaurus is the oldest large-bodied plesiosaur represented by an associated skeleton. What is Betelgeuse star? By using MATIS, which is multi-aperture mid-infrared spectroscopic instrument, scientists have found out that dimming of Betelgeuse star was due to the burst of dust in the form of silicon monoxide coming out of the star. Betelgeuse star. Betelgeuse star or Alpha Orionis is second brightest star in the Orion constellation and one of the brightest stars in the sky, which is almost 14,000 times more brighter than the sun. Also known as Thiruvatirai or Ardra according to the Indian astronomical tradition. It is a supergiant star distinctly red in color located at an approximate distance of 643 light years from the earth. Gudavi Bird Sanctuary. Several birds die at Gudavi Bird Sanctuary. Now where is this Gudavi Bird Sanctuary located? It is located in Soraba Taluk of the Shivamogga district in Karnataka. Some of the main bird species that nest here in Gudavi Bird Sanctuary include the white ibis, egrets, cormorants, snakebirds or darters, spoonbills, herons and ducks. Gudavi Bird Sanctuary in Shivamogga district of Karnataka. Bering Sea was also in news. A recent study has revealed a link between declining Bering Sea ice and increasing wildfire hazards in northeast of China. If you look at this map, Bering Sea is located somewhere here. Bering Sea is a marginal sea located along the continental margins in northern Pacific Ocean and separates North America and Asia. Bering Sea is a marginal sea located along the continental margins in the northern Pacific Ocean and it separates North America from Asia. It is bordered by the United States, Kamchatka Peninsula, Russia, chain of the Aleutian Islands. It is connected with Chukchi Sea of the Arctic Ocean via the Bering Strait. The deepest point in Bering Sea is in Bowers Basin at a depth of around 4097 meters. The rivers draining through the Bering Sea include the Anna, Nair and Yukon rivers. The National Highways Authority of India or NHAI monetizes highways via toll, operate and transfer model. So what exactly is this TOT model and what is the monetization plan of the National Highways Authority of India? We shall discuss. The central government plans to generate revenue of approximately $24 billion by way of monetization of highways in India in the coming years. Till now, the National Highways Authority of India has monetized approximately 1,614 kilometers projects for approximately $3.2 billion. The road sector or the highways sector shall contribute to more than 27% of the asset monetization target out of 6 lakh crore rupees target under the National Monetization Plan till financial year 2025. So, the highway sector contributes to around 27% of the asset monetization target of 6 lakh crore rupees target under the National Monetization Plan till financial year 2025. The Government of India is using Infrastructure Investment Trusts or InvITs and Toll Operate Transfer or TOT model to generate revenues from these assets. Previously in 2016, the Cabinet has approved the Toll Operate Transfer model or TOT model and authorized the National Highways Authority of India to monetize public funded national highways projects such as EPC, BOT, annuity projects. How about the TOT model? Under the TOT model, the central government gives toll collecting charges rights to private operators for a specified period of time. So, these private operators will be given toll collecting rights for a specified period of time under this TOT model, whereas the operation and maintenance obligation or responsibility is lying with the concessionaire or the private operator. The project under TOT model is treated as a public-private partnership model or a public-private partnership project. Around 75 operational national highway projects have already been identified for potential monetization using the TOT model. What is the significance of this asset monetization plan of the Government of India? It ensures efficient management of the constructed and operational national highway projects through proper operational and maintenance. It can also arrange for additional funds which are required for the achievement of the targets under the Bharatmala program. It also facilitates efficient toll realization through private sector. Some of the issues related to this asset monetization plan: higher refinancing risk, larger interest payments, risk of performance guarantee, etc. are considered to be various issues. What are these infrastructure investment trusts or InvITs? It is a collective investment scheme similar to a mutual fund which enables direct investment of money from individual and institutional investors in infrastructure projects to earn a small portion of the income as a return. Any dividend or interest income that one gets from the InvIT is completely taxable under the Income Tax Act provisions. The Indian Institute of Tropical Meteorology has demonstrated cloud seeding can reduce rain uncertainties. The Cloud Aerosol Interaction and Precipitation Enhancement Experiment or CAIPEEX Phase 4 was organized under the Ministry of Earth Sciences in 2018 and 2019. So, the Ministry of Earth Sciences has conducted this Cloud Aerosol Interaction and Precipitation Enhancement Experiment in 2018 and 2019. The result of this experiment is the Indian Institute of Tropical Meteorology was able to achieve 18% relative enhancement in the rainfall over a 100 square kilometer area, whereas it was also identified as a part of the experiment that cloud seeding alone cannot mitigate the droughts. The approximate cost of producing water was considered as 18 paise per liter. It was found out that the approximate cost for producing water was 18 paise per liter. What is cloud seeding? Clouds are usually formed when water vapor condenses around a tiny particle of dust or salt called as ice nuclei floating in the atmosphere. Cloud seeding encourages precipitation by injecting the artificial ice nuclei to induce rain from rain-bearing clouds. So, cloud seeding encourages precipitation by artificially injecting the ice nuclei to induce rain from the rain-bearing clouds. Most cloud seeding operations use silver iodide or AgI. The other chemicals used in this cloud seeding technique include potassium iodide, carbon dioxide in the form of dry ice, propane, calcium carbide, ammonium nitrate, sodium chloride and the urea compounds. What are the applications of cloud seeding? It helps increase rainfall in terms of weather regulation and also mitigating hail damage. What are the various challenges in this cloud seeding technology? Potentially harmful chemicals, expensive process and unknown impacts in the long term that are yet to be discovered. Types of cloud seeding. There are various types of cloud seeding. Hygroscopic cloud seeding, dynamic cloud seeding, static cloud seeding. What is hygroscopic cloud seeding? It disperses salts through flares or explosives in the lower portions of the cloud. Whereas dynamic cloud seeding, it boosts the vertical air currents, encouraging more water to pass through the clouds. Static cloud seeding involves spreading a chemical like AgI or silver iodide into the moisture-laden clouds. These are the three different types of cloud seeding: hygroscopic cloud seeding, dynamic cloud seeding and static cloud seeding. The Ministry of Coal asks the Department of Financial Services to classify coal sector under the infrastructure. The inclusion of coal in the master list of the infrastructure subsectors will help in these following ways. It can secure financial assistance to commercial coal mines. It makes the coal sector more and more investor friendly. It allows banks and the other financial institutions to formulate policies with respect to lending and providing financial services to the coal sector more effectively. The Ministry of Finance notifies the harmonized master list of infrastructure subsectors. The Ministry of Finance notifies the harmonized master list of infrastructure subsectors, which was initially approved in 2012. It was introduced to guide financial institutions and lending agencies responsible for supporting infrastructure projects in various ways. The assessment for inclusion of various sectors into this harmonized list is based upon the importance from the point of view of economic development and the ability to contribute towards human capital generation and other criteria. The inclusion of a sector into this harmonized list allows for easier accessibility to long-term funding at lower interest rates. There are 5 broad categories of infrastructure sectors: transport and logistics sector, which includes roads and bridges and ports; energy, which includes electricity generation, transmission and distribution networks; water and sanitation, which includes solid waste management and irrigation; communication infrastructure includes telecommunication towers and telecommunication services; social and commercial infrastructure, which includes educational infrastructure, sports infrastructure and affordable housing, etc. These are the 5 broad categories in the infrastructure sectors: transport and logistics sector, energy sector, water and sanitation, communications and social and commercial infrastructure. In October 2022, the Government of India has notified inclusion of data centers and energy storage systems in the updated harmonized master list of infrastructure sectors. So, the recent addition to this harmonized list of infrastructure sectors is the data centers and energy storage systems. Reliance Jio has demonstrated India's first satellite-based gigabit internet service. Reliance Jio is partnering with Luxembourg-based satellite communications company called SES to provide medium earth orbit or MEO satellite internet services. Usually, The satellite internet involves constellations of lower Earth orbit satellites as used in Starlink and OneWeb. The advantages of using the medium Earth orbit over the lower Earth orbit includes the medium Earth orbit satellite internet service covers a much more larger area of the globe with much fewer satellites, and some disadvantages include higher latency. Latency is the time that data takes to transfer across the network and the requirement of a larger satellite dish. About satellite internet, it provides an online connection powered by satellites. Satellite internet connection or satellite internet network provides an online connection which is powered by satellites. Internet service providers basically launch multiple satellites into space that orbit around the Earth in the lower Earth orbit. It works by way of using radio waves to communicate with the satellites. Data is sent and received or retrieved through communication networks. The communication network includes modem, a satellite dish, and a centralized network operations center or NOC for monitoring the entire system. What are the advantages? Connecting people from remote or rural areas and multi-device access, and some of the disadvantages include higher latency and expensive in comparison to the ground-based internet services. Severe weather conditions can also interrupt the transmission networks. Use of technology in judicial institutions. Researchers from the University of Liverpool have used large language models or LLMs to generate legal arguments from case facts. What are these large language models? These are machine learning models that can comprehend and generate human language text. What are the findings of this study of the University of Liverpool? Generated arguments using the GPT 3.5 have achieved an average overlap of 63% with the benchmark annotations. The use of technology and artificial intelligence has the potential and the power to reduce the backlog of the Indian judiciary, which is more than 5 crore pending cases. So the study finds out that by way of using the technology and the AI tools, it has a potential to reduce the backlog of the cases. Whereas in India, we have backlog which is running into more than 5 crores. What is the significance of using technology in terms of judiciary? Enhanced efficiency due to operational ease, better maintenance and transmission of documents, etc. Reduced cost of litigation, improved transparency and judicial responsiveness. What are the various challenges in the intervention of technology in the judicial institutions? Structural challenges, which includes the digital divide, behavioral challenges, which includes the lack of awareness, and operational challenges, which includes the issues of privacy of data of public. What are the various initiatives that were implemented for the intervention of technology in the judiciary system? The e-courts mission mode project. As a part of e-courts project, 7 platforms have been created to provide real-time information on case status, cause lists, and judgments. E-courts mission mode project. National Judicial Data Grid. It's a database of orders, judgments, and cases. Live streaming, virtual courts, e-filing systems. National Service and Tracking of Electronic Processes or NSTEP for serving and issuing summons. Some of the related news with respect to the use of technology in judicial institutions. Online Dispute Resolution or ODR. The Department of Consumer Affairs has organized a conference on global online dispute resolution platforms for seamless resolution of cross-border e-commerce disputes. It refers to the process of using technologies for dispute avoidance, containment, and resolution outside the traditional scope of the court systems. What are the benefits of online dispute resolution? It is cost-effective, convenient, customizable. In 2021, Niti Aayog has released the Online Dispute Resolution Policy Plan for India and gave recommendations for increased ODR adoption in India.